For 37 years, she has watched her father transform from a decorated war hero into the most controversial figure in the history of the British royal family. Through it all, Princess Beatrice has maintained an unbroken, stoic silence. Not a single direct word has been spoken about the man who built, and then burned, the York family name to the ground. But silence is not indifference, and as we move through 2026, Beatrice is finally running out of road. What she knows about her father is far darker and more personal than anything you've read in the headlines. Welcome to Royal Time of Hollywood. Today, we explore the heartbreaking reality of a daughter caught between her blood and her crown. The day the world was dismantled. On October 30th, 2025, Princess Beatrice stood before the world, trying to maintain her composure while her father's life was systematically dismantled. That morning, King Charles III made a decision unprecedented in a century of royal history. He stripped his own brother of everything: his titles, his honors, his military ranks. The Duke of York title was gone. The Knight of the Garter, one of the monarchy's oldest prestigious honors, was gone. Even the official eviction notice for Royal Lodge was served. In a single morning, Andrew was reduced from a prince of the United Kingdom to a private citizen with a criminal investigation hanging over his head. Footage from that day captured an urgent, private conversation between Beatrice and her sister, Eugenie. Lip-reading experts suggest Beatrice whispered, "We are in this together. It is going to get harder. We cannot do anything." She reportedly warned her sister that they needed to stay out of the way because their father is not going to play by the rules. These aren't the words of a daughter who has given up. They are the words of a woman who has accepted the devastating reality of who her father truly is. The hero she was raised to believe in. To understand why Beatrice has defended him for so long, you have to understand the man she grew up with. Long before the scandals, Prince Andrew was a legitimate hero. In the 1982 Falklands War, he served as a Sea King helicopter pilot. He didn't take a desk job. He flew anti-submarine missions and acted as a decoy for incoming missiles, placing his own aircraft between the enemy and the British fleet. Beatrice was born in 1988 into the glow of this heroism. She inherited her admiration from a nation that once genuinely shared it. She grew up within the version of Andrew that existed before the entitlement consumed him. That version was real, documented by the sailors he rescued, and it formed the foundation of her loyalty. The man behind closed doors. However, a parallel version of Prince Andrew existed, one known only to palace staff and diplomats. Biographers have documented a man of petty, extraordinary demands. Andrew reportedly kept 72 cuddly toys on his bed, arranged in strict size order according to a laminated photograph. New employees spent a full day training just to arrange these toys. If a single bear was out of place, Andrew would lose his temper. Diplomats nicknamed him HBH, His Buffoon Highness. While acting as a special trade envoy, Andrew was recorded speaking cockily about international arms deals and attacking journalists for poking their noses everywhere. This is the reputation Beatrice spent years trying to manage quietly. She wasn't his spokesperson, but she was the family member most emotionally invested in his redemption. The deals, the dictators, and the money trail. From 2001 to 2011, Andrew's role as trade envoy created lasting damage. In Kazakhstan, he sold his Berkshire mansion for £15 million, nearly double its market value, to the son-in-law of the Kazakh president. In Libya, he cultivated a friendship with Tarık Kaytuni, a convicted arms smuggler who famously gave Princess Beatrice an £18,000 diamond pendant for her 21st birthday. The British government has decided the public won't see official documents relating to Andrew's trade activities until the year 2065. For Beatrice, who was in her teens and 20s during these deals, the realization of who these people actually were has been a slow, shaking process of discovery. The interview that changed everything. In November 2019, the world watched the infamous Newsnight interview. What many don't know is that Beatrice was the rainmaker who made it happen. She arrived at the pre-interview negotiations uninvited, driven by a genuine belief that if her father could just speak directly to the public, everything would be okay. She reassured Andrew. She encouraged him to go through with it. Then, she watched as he claimed he couldn't sweat due to a Falklands War condition and cited a trip to Pizza Express in Woking as an alibi. Within 24 hours, he resigned. Within years, he lost everything. The daughter who loved him most was the one who handed him the platform that destroyed him. The wedding and the act of erasure. When Beatrice married Edoardo Mapelli Mazzi in 2020, the cost of her father's scandal became visible. Her grand wedding was scrapped, replaced by a private 20-person ceremony at Royal Lodge. Andrew walked her down the aisle, but he was surgically removed from every official photograph released to the press. In a touching gesture, Queen Elizabeth lent Beatrice a gown from her own collection. It was a silent message. You are still loved. You are still family. Andrew was there as a proud father, yet officially, he wasn't there at all. This act of erasure was the closest Beatrice ever came to a public statement on the price of her loyalty. What silence costs. As we stand in 2026, the question remains what happens when the weight of silence becomes too much. Beatrice continues to show up. She is seen riding horses with her father at Windsor, and he attended the christening of her second daughter, Athena, though he was once again kept out of the photos. Observers note that while Beatrice's public smile is deliberately performed and stoic, her private reality is haunted. She is balancing a stable marriage, a successful career in technology and climate finance, and her role as a mother, all while being the daughter of a man the institution has cast out. Prince William reportedly pushed for Andrew's banishment years ago, describing him privately as a rot that needed to be removed. Now that the late Queen's maternal protection is gone, the consequences are arriving all at once. Princess Beatrice is 37 years old, performing resilience in public while processing betrayal in private. She is the guardian of secrets that won't be made public for another 4 decades. For nearly 40 years, her silence has been her protection, but as the story of the House of York reaches its final, devastating conclusion, that protection may finally break. What do you think? Will Beatrice ever speak publicly about her father's fall, or will she carry this silence to the end? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into the York family's secrets eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for more from Royal Time of Hollywood.